Hey guys, my name is Matimi0, and welcome to another one of my vlog Q&As. This is a video series where you guys can ask your questions about me. They can be personal, you want to know a little bit more about my background, they can be YouTube related, gaming related, and then I'll do my best not to sound like an idiot and give my responses. And so the first question for today comes from Jan, and it is, what's your all-time favorite narrative-driven game? Now that is a hard question because I've played so many great games. I think my all-time favorite would have to go to the first BioShock. Like when I played it, I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but when that twist came and it like just slapped you right in the face, it was incredible. BioShock Infinite was also a great narrative. Witcher 1 I thought was great, but Witcher 2, like I'm actually replaying through it right now, and it is such a good RPG. Like, it is one of the best RPGs that I've ever played, not only because of the mechanics and the gameplay is a lot of fun, but the narrative and the story is like top-notch. It's political, you have to really sink your teeth into it, you have to, you know, search for all these clues everywhere, and if you want to learn about the world in Witcher, like, it's in there. So I'd say BioShock 1 is my favorite, but a close second goes to the Witcher series. The next question comes from Seb, and it is, do you watch any anime? I was hoping someone would say this because I love anime. There's a lot of it that I think is terrible, and actually I think that there is a higher percentage of terrible anime out there compared to more terrible television or more terrible, like, movies. Like, there's a lot of crap out there, but there are these gems that I just can't get enough of. What I love about anime in general is that it really allows the creator to do whatever they want. Like, they can get their full imagination on the screen. They can have giant colossal titans, naked colossal titans, destroying and killing everyone, and that would be sort of hard to pull off on television or in a movie, but because it's all animation, they can do that, and it allows them to have these amazing stories. And so if you can't tell, I love Attack on Titan. I recently finished Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I've watched Sword Art Online. Season 1 was amazing, by the way. Season 2, one of the biggest disappointments. Wasn't really all that into it. I just recently finished Fate Destiny. Someone's probably gonna correct me down below. If you can't tell the theme here, it's basically all fantasy, like, anime. Like, anything fantasy related, anything with a lot of swords and magic, I'm pretty much all into it. Like, if you look at all the books behind me, I'll probably show at some point in a future vlog, like, what books I have, but they're all like fantasy. I've got like Game of Thrones, Dresden Files. Like, I'm a huge fantasy nerd, and so if anything in anime is able to create a world that's really fleshed out and has amazing characters, I am all over it. The next question comes from Mantis, and it is, does liking the video on YouTube, pressing the thumbs up button, help you out or other YouTubers in any way, such as financially? There's a lot of confusion and mystery revolving around YouTube and how it all works, but what it comes down to is if you want to directly support a YouTuber, just simply watching their video is the best way to do it. Like, if you are watching the ads, you're not skipping those ads, and you don't have ad blocker, a very small percentage of a cent goes to the person that created that content. And if, you know, hundreds of thousands of people are watching your videos, it all adds up. Those little bits of cents all add up, and then at the end of the month, YouTube will pay you, and you can pay your bills, and you can go on with your life. That's how YouTube works. And a long time ago, I want to say, like, you know, a couple years ago, liking and favoring a video meant a lot. Like, if you had a lot of likes, you had a lot of favorites on your video, that would make it so that your video would show up on the search engine. So YouTube search engine, like Google search engine, and then that would lead to more people watching your video, more people watching your ads, and so you get more money. And so that was the way that things worked a couple of years ago. And while I want to say that that's somewhat true today, I still feel like there's a correlation to a lot of likes and views. It's nowhere near as big as it used to be. And I think the biggest way right now for you to literally just directly support the person is to watch the video in its entirety. I think the way that YouTube goes about it is that if you have great audience retention, if people are watching your video from start to finish, they're not leaving midway through, then that is a really good indication that that video is awesome, and YouTube is then going to promote it. And so if you have a great audience retention and you have consistent audience retention and they're watching your videos all the way through consistently, then those videos are going to pop to the top of the search engine. More more people are gonna find it, and then you're gonna get more money that way. There isn't really any way that you can directly financially support a YouTuber, at least right now, unless donating, but I don't even think many people do the donating route on YouTube. Liking a video, while I think it is helping, it's not as big as it used to be. It'd be great if it just gave you like $1. That would be awesome, but that's just simply not the case. The last question that I'm gonna answer for today comes from Jake, and it is, how did you and LevelCap meet, and how far back do you two go? I wanna say that I've answered this in the past, but that was like a year and a half ago, a year ago, so many of you are new, so I figured I would keep you guys in the loop. The story isn't crazy or anything like that, but when Battlefield 3 first launched, LevelCap approached me wanting to know if I wanted to be a part of Squad Up, and since I didn't know him, he sounded like a cool guy. I watched some of his videos. He seemed like he was a decent person, and so I said, sure, you know, I don't know many people right now in the Battlefield community. I'm pretty new to YouTube in general. I would like to start to collaborate with other YouTubers. And so we played for a bit. We had Squad Up. We were working with Sergeant Enigma, if you remember him, and Mongol FPS. He is now pursuing nursing school, so good for him. We played for a bit, and then we're like, you know what? I like this guy. He seems cool. We're starting to develop a friendship. You know, a relationship is starting to form here. And so we're like, hey, would you like to do something else together? And so that's when we started doing Double Vision. And pretty much we've been doing that for about 2.5 years. We've only met once outside of YouTube. He came up from California. I live in Oregon, if you guys are not aware. So he came up during during winter break for most people. So during like the Christmas season, he was visiting family that are up here, and so we met during there. And yeah, that's how I met LevelCap. It's only been about 2.5 years, and yeah, pretty cool story, I know. But yeah, guys, that is about it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you have a question that you would like me to answer in a future episode, you can do so by sending me a Twitter message. You can tweet at me, or you can send me a Facebook message. Both of those are going to be the way that I'm going to collect them. But yeah, guys, until tomorrow, have a good one and take it easy.